Did you know that for you to achieve anything in life, then motivation is not the solution to your problems? Seeking motivation in order to be able to attain success on the goals that you set in your life is like taking painkiller in order to cure the disease that you're suffering from. It will only relieve the pain for a while, but the truth is that the disease is still existing in your body. I know that you are very shocked with this news, but trust me, at the end of this video, you'll actually learn what has been holding you back from achieving your goals and life purpose. And when you stick with me further, then I promise I'm going to give you a bonus content on the benefits of motivational substitute. Even as much as motivation is of essence, it alone can not help you in the long run. That's where discipline comes in. But first, you need to understand that self-discipline, it's actually the essential consistency, ability to control your actions, feelings, and emotions. Some of you know it by the quote that says, doing the right thing at the right time, at the right place, either you feel like or not. When it comes to mastering self-discipline, at first it's actually very difficult since it requires a lot of practice and nurturing. But once you have learned about self-discipline, then you will actually be motivated to achieve the success, since the discipline is highly connected to the willpower and actually helps one to control one impulse and actions. So therefore, here are 7 reasons as to why discipline is much better than motivation when it comes to reaching to your goals. We live in a life whereby our goals and ambitions actually reflect the kind of life that you're going to live tomorrow. All our expectations dictate the internal motivation and feelings to drive us to our dreams. But in reality, being reliant on motivation actually makes us not to be prepared, since we need time to seek the motivation and retain it in our life. Hence, during that process, that's where procrastination kicks in our life. But when you are disciplined, it ensures that you are consistently moving towards your goal, whether you are motivated or not. Since motivation is actually a virtue of discipline, that's when discipline actually beats motivation. The key point that I'm trying to explain here is that consistency is very important. Therefore, it is your role and duty to make sure that you actually maintain it. If the consistency level actually goes down, then that is a red flag in terms of your progress. Therefore, choose a pace that you know that it's attainable and sustainable, and you know that it can achieve results, and follow it throughout consistently. The second reason as to why discipline is much better than motivation is the fact that motivation is fleeting. The nature of motivation is like a wind. It's always fleeting. And trying to depend on motivation to give us momentum will only come back to bite us, since there are days that you wouldn't even move due to the absence of the psyche on the work that you usually work on daily basis. On the other hand, it's discipline. It's like running water on a river, whereby it's able to cut through a stone. The flow of the water in the river, it's actually moving consistently. And this is achievable when you train your mindset to be disciplined, since it only involves the following criteria. The first criteria, it's actually setting the right priorities. The second one, it's learning a new skill. The third one, it's creating positive habits. The fourth criteria, it's getting rid of unnecessary things in your life. And the fifth criteria, which actually it's the last, it's making a conducive environment for you to work on. The third reason as to why discipline is very important in comparison to motivation is that habits are very powerful. 95% of what we do every single day, it's actually as a result of habit. Since motivation is a feeling that actually comes and goes, then it cannot be assured that good habits will make us stick to the goals and be created out of it, since there are days whereby the cycle of working towards your goals will have faded away, especially when you come across challenges while fighting for your goals. Our brains need to adapt to new changes that align our lifestyle according to the goals that we set for ourselves. Such changes could be very difficult to stick to if we solely depend on motivation. However, discipline ensures that we build habits that serve us best. But at first, you need to understand that the brain is usually resistant to change, since it wants to continue to follow the same neural patterns. But out of discipline and consistency, then the brain starts to work on the new neural patterns that you instill in your brain. The fourth reason as to why discipline is much important in comparison to motivation is that willpower will actually fail. The role of willpower is actually meant to give us additional fuel in our tank in order to keep us moving forward. However, willpower will be the first to deplete when we come across failures. It's very difficult to stick to your goals when you feel like you have nothing working for you. But with discipline, it actually ensures that the willpower is actually strengthened against all kinds of failures that you come across. The fifth reason as to why discipline is much better than motivation, it's just show up. It's only through motivation whereby you need great skills and techniques for you to get started. In reality, you need to get started in order to be great. Either it's a new skill that you're learning or anything else, consistency is very important. Hence, when you're turning up on your task every single day, discipline will repay you much richer in comparison to motivation. And make sure that you're improving on your abilities through learning and practicing every single day. The sixth reason as to why discipline is much better than motivation is that discipline is the key to eliminating limiting beliefs. In order to eliminate limiting beliefs and put in the work, motivation can be very helpful, but discipline is what is needed mostly. The key that is actually responsible to eliminate limiting beliefs, it's actually through discipline, focusing on your why, not your how. It is time to stop dipping your toes in water and instead take a deep dive of discomfort despite your fear of failure to regain confidence and turn your dreams into reality. The seventh and the last reason as to why discipline is very important in comparison to motivation is that discipline is all about the process, not the results. There is nothing on earth that kills motivation faster than not seeing any results. On the other hand, discipline keeps you moving forward until you end up getting your desired results. This is because with discipline, you put more emphasis on the process, not the results. This scenario usually occurs because you're doing the right thing at the right time and at the right place, either you feel like or not consistently, then eventually you will end up getting what you deserve and actually the desirable results. Just like I had promised you in the introduction, whereby I will eventually give you the bonus content, I feel like that this is the right time to give you the bonus content, and let me begin. It is very easy to find all the gurus on motivational speaking and all the books concerning about motivation, but you'll never find anyone to do the discipline for you. So then, the question arises, what exactly is stopping you from being disciplined? Instead, you decide to seek for motivation. The first reason that actually stops you from being disciplined is actually the formation of bad habits. Unlike motivation, which does not last and needs to be refueled, discipline is like a muscle that can be trained. The more you train this muscle, the stronger it gets. Keep in mind that our habits shape our destiny. It is highly advisable to form the right habits to be disciplined. Since we humans are also driven by habits, then we should take it to our advantage to know exactly what you should be doing consistently in order to achieve your goals, rather than letting the habit compound keep you enslaved in chains that will be difficult to break and will be drifting you apart further away from your goal. The second reason that is stopping you from being disciplined, it's actually perfection. We need to understand that man is to error. Making mistakes is part of our nature, and learning from them, it's the most important thing, since it contributes to the progress towards our goals and also enables us to avoid the same mistakes later in future. Trying to be perfect, it's actually going against the current, since perfection is just only an illusion. Therefore, if you're provided with two multiple choices, that is progress and perfection, then choose progress, since it makes things easier to reach, manageable and possible. The last reason that is stopping you from being disciplined, it's actually the fear of failure. As the saying goes, it is easier said than done. Most people find it easy to talk, criticize and postpone, but when it comes to taking actions, then things start getting harder, since they know that it will take time, energy and money, risking both failure and judgment, and they end up hesitating since they are afraid that when not well observed, then the outcomes wouldn't be good at all. Thank you so much for sticking up to the end of the video. Now, before you go, I would like to advise you that knowledge is not power, but actually applied knowledge, it's power. Therefore, all what I've taught you from the beginning up to the end of the video will never work in your life if you don't put it into practice. Therefore, it's your role to take the actions and start working on it from now henceforth. And in case you are a new member in this YouTube channel, then the content that we usually upload in this channel, it's all about business skills, entrepreneurship skills, life skills, motivation and self-help. If you're interested in any of these topics, then consider yourself at home by clicking the subscribe button, whereby you will actually be notified once I upload a new video. And don't forget to show the gratitude to me through this video by clicking the thumbs up if it really helped you. And in case of any query or question, then kindly ask in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to respond as fast as possible. As for now, goodbye.